Morning, everyone, and welcome today to our next episode of Lockwoods Lockdown. And after doing my short game session the other day, with concentrating on some chipping, a few people asked me whether I could do some pitching. And more importantly, they asked whether I could do some pitching and show them how to control some yardage. So let's talk about that today. Now, one of the key things that I ask everybody is when you're out on the golf course, do you know actually how far you've got to the flag? And a lot of people, welcome to my ducks, okay, say hello. A lot of people say, no, I'm not really sure how far I have into the green. So they don't have a GPS, okay? They don't have a rangefinder. So they're kind of guessing how far they've got. That's dangerous in itself because if you've guesstimated that you've got 50 yards, but actually you've got 60 yards, and you hit your golf ball 50 yards, you're going to come up 10 yards short. But you're all the time building the wrong database in your brain. So one of the things I would say is whether it's a case of pacing it out properly from the 150 marker or the 100-yard marker if your golf club has got them, or if you get a GPS, that's a big thing in itself for controlling yardage. So the next question I ask is, if you don't know how far you've got, do you at least know how far you hit the golf ball? That person generally says no. So you've got two things there. You don't know how far you've got, and you don't know how far to hit it there anyway. So you've kind of got a double whammy, and you're massively guessing of how far to hit the ball. What a pro would have is a pro would have this big database of shots that they can hit the golf ball at. So they know when they've got X amount of yardage, they would do this swing at this speed, making it go that yardage. And all of a sudden, it takes the guessing game out of it from these short shots. So I know that everybody has their favoured yardages. One of the guys I work with, his yardages are 85, 105, and 115. And he loves those yardages and will always try and leave his golf ball that far away from the flag if he can do. So first of all, let me talk about some things that I see when people are trying to control their pitching yardages. Let me just sort my map back out. So most people, when they're trying to play a pitch into the green, will do the normal same size swing that they would do for a full shot, except that they would do it really slowly, like this. Okay, so you can see there up on the screen that that ball hasn't even come up on the screen. Let me try that again. Okay, so they will do a slow-mo swing to make it go that yardage. As you can see up on the screen there, it's come up at 44 yards. So what I like to see is I like to see people control their shots by changing the size of their swing. So I get people to think about some ways that you can swing the club, and I like people to use their body parts to help them. So the first size swing that I like people to try and achieve is hands roughly around about hip high. The second size swing is hands roughly around tummy high, chest high, shoulder high, and then almost a 3/4 sized swing would be your final yardage. And one thing I will say to you is if any of you are hitting full swings with your wedges, stop doing it now because it's a waste of time. Our goal is not to crunch a 50-degree wedge 130 yards. My goal with a 50-degree wedge is hit it to a foot. Okay, so it doesn't matter about what wedge you use, it's about controlling that yardage. But there are some things we have to be really careful of. So it's great being able just to say, well, if you do this size swing, it goes that yardage, which it does. But one of the other things you've got to be able to control is your tempo, which equals your speed of your swing. So I'm just going to demonstrate something here. I'm going to do 3 swings around about stomach high. And I'm going to do them at different tempos. So this first one is going to be stomach high, let's say a 2 or 3 out of 10 for tempo. So really, really slow, okay? Stomach high, 3. Okay, so let's just see what that comes out at in terms of a yardage. Okay, so that's gone 21 yards, let's call it. It's about as far as I hit my driver at times. So let's move up to now, same size swing, but I'm going to change the tempo. I'm going to move up to a 5 or a 6 in terms of the speed. So stomach high. Let's see how far that's gone. Okay, so that one's gone 33 yards. So it's now gone 12 yards further with the same size swing. And I'll do one more. So I'm going to try and get this up to almost as fast as I could do it from kind of stomach high. Okay, so that was a bit faster. That's what I would call probably a 9 or a 10. So let's see how far that's gone. Don't think that quite come up. Let's try that again. Oh, there it has. Yeah, so that's gone 53 yards. So I've done exactly the same size swing and they've gone three completely different yardages. So one of the things we have to try and find is what's our comfortable speed, and one that I get people to try and focus on when they're coming for me for pitching sessions is let's try and find a comfortable tempo for you. As a rule of thumb, 5, 6, 7 out of 10 is a nice tempo to try and aim at. So a great way of learning how to do this, if you said, right, okay, I'm going to go stomach high, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10. 10's too fast because we're not going to be able to control it, but just try and get a little bit of a feel for where 6 is. So now if I hit 3 balls, I'm going to try and hopefully, touch wood, recreate 3 stomach high swings at what I would personally call my tempo number 6. See how far that's gone. Don't know why I tapped it as if I'm hitting golf balls off mud, but I did anyway. So that's gone 41 yards. Okay, so let's try that again. Stomach high, tempo 5 or 6. Please be the same, please be the same, please be the same. I don't think that was quite right. We'll try that again. Okay, so that one was a little bit better. I'm going to put the other one down to a slight misread, okay, because that's roughly how far my shots do go. So I've hit one at 41, one at 40. So you can see there that I've managed to create some kind of consistency with the tempo of the swing. So what I would suggest at home as a little bit of an exercise for you is first of all try and find where your comfortable tempo is. Okay, there's no point standing there doing it at 10 because you're never going to get any control, nor is there any point trying to do it at 1 because the ball's not going to go very far. So find your comfortable tempo by going up that scale that I just showed you a minute ago. Start at 1, build it up to 10, find where your comfortable number is. And then what I would suggest for you to do is, like I've got here, I've got a mirror in front of me where I'm actually standing in here and I'm just learning some feels of what the size swing is for me to hit it those kind of yardages. Now, at the moment, most people don't have a flight scope or a TrackMan at home for them to judge their yardages or to tell them their yardages. But when we get out of lockdown, one of the things that I would suggest you to do, go to your PGA Pro if they've got a TrackMan and just get some yardages done. Or the old school way, like we all used to do before TrackMan and Flight Scope came out, was we used to just pace out some plane sticks in the ground, kind of 30 to 70 or 80, and you can just roughly gauge how far you're hitting the ball at. So then I would get in front of your mirror and just check where your size swings are and just get some feels, okay? Just maybe chuck a few balls down and just, so now I'm going to try and do a couple at kind of stomach, sorry, let's go up from stomach, let's go to chest high now at same tempo. So that should go further than 40 yards, okay? So you can see there that that's gone nearly 63 yards. So for me, judging the tempo of your swing is a big factor into controlling your yardages. And the real true way of controlling your yardages, if your tempo stays consistent throughout, is being able to control the size of the